Okay. Oh, hello, beautiful fellow human beings. It's probably gonna be. Oh, my hair's probably all a mess. Went outside for a little bit. Probably gonna be a short stream. Have some prep to do. I'm gonna throw the radar on real quick to keep an eye on it. It was projected. I mean, it's really too soon to gauge any projections with that distance, but he's gearing up, and within the last hour it went from tropical storm to category 1, so that's what it's looking like right now. We're already covered in rain. We'll zoom in action. The entire state. It's raining in Florida. Every bit of it. But there she blows off the coast of Tampico. And look how it's nestled. Just nestled and waiting to be like slingshot across the Gulf, which when that happens it usually gets pretty intense. And there's also a tropical invest in the Atlantic, but she is really far out. It's just wild. So it should be hitting around Wednesday, but definitely going to get some crazy winds before then. There is no wind cover really. Across the canal is an expansive Florida swamp, and no obstruction for the wind, so even just regular storms get pretty intense out here. And like lost 3 trees in Helene and we're nowhere near it. And so got some water, some tuna, peanut butter and jelly, and some bread that will never go bad. And just gonna wait and see. Gonna put a shutter up on this window as well as the electronics room because some stuff is right butt up against. Oh wow, it's a good one. Right butt up against the window, and just not too stoked on this, and a little worried to be totally frank. Hurricane Milton tracker. So and in Southeast Florida, however, way inland, a little bit southwest of Lake Okeechobee, and really don't know what to expect. Trying to stay prepared. I mean, it's gonna hit the West Coast. Flooding and wind is a huge issue, and there's no electrical or lightning rods or lightning towers, so the lightning gets really intense. A bolt struck the neighbor's property, and my body felt like it was vibrating for 2 weeks. And they make ground contact, and oh man, pulled the canoe out, had that all prepped, but can't leave it down there if it's raining, and it's just not too enjoyable being down there when it's raining. And the bank of the canal is very steep, so there's only a few spots that you can pull over and climb up anyway. And 100% can't evacuate. 2 dogs, and then on top of that, just there's only 1 street in and out of this area, and with all the developments going in, there are thousands and thousands of more people than there was, gosh, just a few years ago. And so gonna stick it out here, even though the wind's gonna get immense. And been raining all day, been raining for the last 2 days pretty consistently. And yep, Category 1. So the last 2 hours. Oh, I am not excited for that at all. And so many parts of Florida have not recovered yet at all. And the West Coast can get really intense. First thing you'll notice is the house is on stilts and holy trucks. And it's the warmest water and really speeds things up. Now, Helene came in from the east and then was knocked up along the coast and inland. This is coming from the west, so it has pretty much an obstruction or an obstruction-free route to the state, and it looks a little like Helene, meaning the spiral. So like say the eye is up in here and these bands are already reaching, and so it's going to be a really wet storm. A little worried about flooding. Again, a lot of developments going in, and the water has less and less space to absorb right into the ground. And what else? They've already put limits on water, 6 gallons per person, and as soon as I got into the aisle for water, that's what they were doing. And propane's out, and Walgreens didn't have no water, no Gatorade, nothing. And I get people, you know, if it went now, doubt we would have gotten any water, but thankfully, East Coast not moving right now, not really moving about right now, and so inland, if you're out here, probably going to Lake Worth or Lantana for water would be your best bet. And whoo. So definitely be keeping track of it, as well as filming as much as I can. And the grasslands, the marshy grasslands, such soft ground that the roads tend to migrate a little bit. Trees tend to tip very easily, and since it's already wetlands, it's not going to absorb. And like across the canal is endless grasslands. I forgot the exact term. And prairie, wetlands, swamp. Canal's running through everything. I'm waiting to see if they're gonna drain the canal a little bit more. It's already quite low because of the construction, I'm guessing. So it's at its lowest I've really seen it in a long time. And after storms, though, it gets pretty full. And really nice for a canoe, but just can't help but be a little nervous as to go around. Gotten so lucky, really have. And yeah, so gonna try to get a bunch of stuff off the ground just in case. I have like family photos and stuff that I need to kind of put up and stuff. And I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hoping that flooding is just something I'm worrying about now, because I don't know about all that. I would cease to exist because I would cry myself into such a state. But anyway, and people up north have not been able to even breathe before another storm started forming. I did want to show, these are my first 2 attempts at woolly buggers. They're not very good. Like, this is ostrich feather, it's not marabou. So it doesn't have that nice pulsing movement, but it has really good movement. And I think my saddle hackle is a little too extreme. It's very long, but that's what I had. And then I tried again. This one has a weighted head. I only have a few of the weighted head beads, so I've been waiting to use them, and tied this little guy last night. And I like its shape. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be efficient. And then I got this one, which is just a plain kind of black bait fish with a marabou and some flash. I keep forgetting to add flash. This one, I think I'm most excited for a little black tungsten head and just some black body, 2 pieces of crystal flash and marabou. I think this is something I'm going to make more of, and I think I'm going to get the most juice out of it. Pretty small fish down in there. And I did try to make a few minnows, because these are another thing I think I'll get the most juice out of. This is the one I made a week or 2 ago. And then I made a few plain Janes. I forgot the crystal flash in these too. But these aren't mono eyes, they're actually steel eyes, steel chain, gosh, what am I trying to say? Ball chain eyes, there you go. And I tried to give it some color in the back, but it didn't really work out. I just wanted to add a little something for cohesion. And then this one has mono eyes, so just ones that I made with some scrap line, and this one is the steel chain eyes. Slowly trying to fill my tackle box so I don't hesitate, and I just keep blasting through it to see if and which ones do the job. Oops. And still haven't put away these. Probably should. This one is my favorite thus far. Well, yeah. Put in the thing. This is Lefty Craze. Oh, so some of Lefty Craze handmade flies are being sold off. So I promptly messaged, and wow, turns out to be one of his children. I'm just like, I just felt my knees tingle. Anyway, this is a candy stick. My first attempt. I don't have buck hair, so this is some Amazon EP. Nice red head. I really like how it turned out. And I made this one last week. I really want to make an improved version, because I did find the tail. And I was thinking I could start using some of this. I'm not exactly sure if anybody recognizes this pattern and what it could be from. And I've tracked down some hunters, but keep falling into missed connections, so I haven't been able to pick up anything. And now that there's a big boy on its way, probably gonna wait until after the storm to try to go back to the I want to play.
Your voice reminds me of this one student. I had this one class on Saturday, and it's like 13 students, and I got hello everyone, hello Teddy, what class are you from? We're from S2046 or whatever, and then I gotta talk to them, like, what day is today? And Marcus will be like, today is Teddy Day. I'm like, shut up, Marcus. And then, like, what's the weather like today? Today's a hot, rainy day or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, Kara, what's the weather like? Or I'll ask her, because she's like she's like the smallest and quietest student. Yeah, Kara, what day is today? And she's like, I'm like,
Who's the response to this?
Roger that, over.
My friend's an English teacher in China. It does make me feel special. And go way back, and for as long as my memory serves me, we talked about moving to China, and he sure enough did, and he's been there for a good 10 years. Let's see. Yeah, Tracy, you're on the worst coast. Oh dear. You may have to dip. Whew. It's just, yeah. And they're taking all the farms out to put strip malls. Copy and pasted. Copy and pasted strip malls. Oh shoot, there's people. I'm sorry. 4 Publixes. And nothing that like could help people repair or return to normalcy, like a Home Depot. What am I supposed to do with this desk, Tharitza? Just talk to myself. I am not drinking alcohol. I actually don't drink alcohol at all. A lot of caffeine though. I do enjoy it. It's Monster. It's not alcohol. Cody, I love a good storm as well. I think the biggest thing I'm worried about is the wind, and I could film a little bit to show exactly how expansive the grasslands is. Unobstructed, the wind just barrels through, even on a good day. T. Colon, I'm in Southeast Florida, Palm Beach County. Born and raised. Don't think I'll ever leave the state. Outback Australia, very nice. I one day hope to see Australia in person. I feel like, I hope you don't take offense to this, but I feel like we could be y'all's like distant younger cousins. I really like Australia. Yeah, Koblock drinks for me. What was I explaining to others that I need to... I kind of just talk into the ether. Like I have relatively zero recollection on what I said a few minutes ago. But I am trying to get, you know, I don't like pushing things on people. But it would be nice to have some guests. And, you know, I spend a lot of time at this desk, so it's not the most social. And humans are social creatures. And pretty introverted, but, you know, I do understand the importance of socializing. Whew, gonna make me, I can't even focus. I don't know, why can I ever focus, but I feel like there's a lot to do. Just in case. That's the thing, too, is like, that cone is so wide, so that's, I mean, they call it the cone of uncertainty. And, really don't know where the storm is gonna land. Just like being prepared and, trying to cover the bases that I can, and, I don't know, and it's an internal thing, just a little freaked out, that's it. And, you know, and not only for myself, for everyone I know on the West Coast. I know a lot of people on the West Coast. And, yikes. The storm surge alone is just stuff of nightmares. Making a slightly larger schminnow. So then I could switch between sizes depending on where I'm fishing, because the one spot I want to check out, that's why I was trying to make as many small ones as I can. I don't have, I mean, I could just walk back there, but I'm not going to do that. But I don't really know what I could get snagged on yet, so I really want to make as many as I can. And a good time to relax a little bit. Yeah, fierce Scythe and straight over in it. I have a bad feeling about that. I hope you're good, because it's already so large. I mean, it's pretty much perfectly nestled in. I don't know if that is considered a cape. Apologize for my ignorance, but it's just nestled so brilliantly, and you know, humans are pattern recognizers. So that's, I mean, isn't that the spaghetti models are based on patterns? Things can be replaced. I do have to remind myself that a lot. I am so attached to my objects. I really am. So I have one shutter, but it's hanging off. Have to re-anchor the holes, because they're in straight concrete. Does anyone have those accordion shutters? I always wondered how those do. I always thought those were brilliant, because you could just close them like curtains. Yeah, and that's another thing. When the power goes out here, that's why it takes a little extra, I feel, to prepare out here, because even little storms, the power gets knocked out, then there's no water at all. Well water. No water at all. I mean, like up a generator, like code would, but when the power goes, the water goes. And it doesn't take a hurricane to knock out the power in Florida. One of the many things that I miss from Lake Worth is the blackouts. There would be an actual blackouts, and no street lights, nothing, pitch. But you could hear everyone making their way downtown, and you could hear ice in cups, and a few of the bars will stay open, even if they don't have any ability or power. They'll be serving warm beer and s'mores. A lot of them have s'mores. And really cool community. Shame it's changing so much. But as everything on this planet, it's subject to change. But I'm human. I like, you know, I hold on as tight as I can, just like anybody else would. Like Cat 3 would be horrific. Cat 5 is kumbaya. Like, I just can't get over how soon. I mean, the last 2 years we've gotten really lucky, and relatively low activity. However, 2 storms back to back, and during an election year or whatever. So I feel like the good portion of the governments and what I can only, like, I don't know, maybe not La La Land, but like in the same state, because a lot of people are absolutely devastated still, and will be for a while. S'mores. So s'mores are graham crackers with a melted marshmallow and a square of chocolate. And use those little oil candles. I don't know how great it is to burn marshmallows off of them, but you know, it's a small little town, a little bar town, you know. Every place there has happy hour and $2 beers. But it's definitely a little, I never really think about that. Like, something so staple and, oh, maybe you could help. Okay, so, I'm gonna sound like, well, I always sound like an idiot, but in Australia, when y'all grill a bunch of meats on the same grill, what is that called? Is it called, like, it has a name. I heard it once and I was like, oh, I would like to make this my entire personality. Because I watched an episode on PBS. People had grills, like, attached to their cars. They'd just open a trunk and be a grill. And then it would be all kinds of meats. Not just, like, burgers and hot dogs. Like, all kinds of treats. And I always wanted to have a little Australian grill. As a griller? A grizzler? Is something. There was a name. And I've been looking for that name for a good few years now. The Barbie. I do know that. But there's something else. Maybe somebody just said, like, called it, oh, the CE5. I pull my computer. It's under stuff for some reason. CE. Oh, Close Encounters. I've seen that guy before. Talking about. I'll send this so I don't forget. God, I already forgot Fauci existed. Just never forget. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. 5 masks. Maybe it didn't get that extreme, but it's kind of what it reminded me of. Just a mixed girl Barbie. Maybe I very well might be like inserting a false memory from just like time with the spiral sausages. It always looks so delicious. Yes, I did. Fear Safe and Straight Arena. From the East. Can't get over it. It reminds me of like that scene in Perfect Storm where they're pointing at the computer and it's like, well, if this trails this way and this happens, it could be unacknowledged. And there's so many directions not peered in. Like, what is it? Shameless plug. My uncle wrote a book about the NKT, New Kadampa tradition, which is a a CCP-backed artificial Tibetan Buddhist sect of Buddhism. Artificial Tibetan sect of Buddhism. And I say artificial because looks the same from afar, but there's this one guy that is the main Rinpoche, Gyatso, who just passed away recently. It's essentially a sex cult. They convince their followers that they're dakinis, or like sexual consorts, and are widely against, well, I can't even talk about it anymore because like now everybody is. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you can't see a diamond looking through it, or you can't, something about a diamond, and you can't see it one facet at a time. Shit. Look it up. The book is called, my brain is fried a little more than usual. Polluting Buddhism. Polluting Buddhism. And, cool dude. I'm not just saying that. He did a lot of work for Gulf War Syndrome. And, okay, we cannot see a diamond by looking at only one facet. And that's something that's true with just about every single experience on this planet, in my opinion, because there's so much that, like the ocean, how a certain percent of it has gone unexplored until very recently. I saw on the like ocean geography, no, what is it called? They're planning a huge initiative to rescan all the oceans, because a lot of the charts you'll see on charts when that area was surveilled, and some areas are like before 1900s, and but I don't know what the point I was trying to make with that. Oh, little days. Turkish food. See, every inch of this planet is not only gorgeous, but delicious. Yeah, Turkish food is very special. I really like pistachios, so anything, and like recently tried pistachio butter for the first time. I've known it existed for a while. Delectable. Actually delectable. Very rich and very creamy. It's a little hot in here. It's getting so dark. Oh, it's 6:25. Jesus Christ. Time flew today. But I don't know, kind of prematurely hopped on stream. Didn't really, well, you know what? I never really collect myself before, so I just happy to be here. Oh no, I forgot to add the bead. I have beads that are already open, and I just don't know where they would be. Maybe there's a few in here. If not, I could probably pry one open. Got all these charms to make charm bracelets, and I never ended up making them. Trying to find a camper, travel trailer, or a tent, and get ready for these green markets, because I am running out of time. Just don't see any. Are these? I feel like there's definitely they're beads that are open and you can conceal a knot within them, but they'd be perfect for these, and they're stainless steel, so they'll be nice and, you know, tough. Alright, one more place I will look. We used to make a lot of jewelry. Trying to even find, I'll try to pry a few open. Some beads are not solid, they'll be kind of like alright, so this will probably be best bet. There's a small seam on these brass beads, and it's not soldered or anything, it's just folded and crimped. Oh no. What happened? Don't get Jaime started. I think the internet went out. Yep. Oh, the joys. Oh well.
Your screen's blacked out.
I know, the internet went out or something?
No, you're still up. It's just black.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Testies, 1, 2. Power's going already. Not quite, but I guess something happened. I don't know. My phone looks a little frozen. Alright, well, maybe it's a sign that I should probably get a little work in. Or a sign to just restart the stream. Alright, well, see y'all in a bit. I'm gonna try to figure out what happened. It's not even letting me close the stream. Oh shoot. Look at that big box of beads and things. How? Okay, anyway, happy trails, I shall return.